ladies and gentlemen, to round number 5 for this first season of career mode here. And today, obviously, we're here for the Spanish Grand Prix. In the previous few rounds, well, we haven't done too badly in all matter of truth. We've scored a few points, in fact, in China. And we didn't do that bad, I wouldn't say, in either of the other 3 rounds at the season opener, Bahrain, or Azerbaijan. I think our worst round in terms of pace-wise was Azerbaijan, but I feel that was just more down to the pace of the car. We really had very limited tools to work with. Whereas in, Bahrain and Australia, there was glimmers of pace, especially towards the end of racing in Australia. And during Bahrain World Qualifying, we did look pretty decent, managed to make out Q1 through to Q2. And yeah, so things are on the up, I would have to say, overall, and things are looking okay for this round. In terms of the wear, again, on the engine, that's such a huge problem right now in this career mode. We're running through engines like no tomorrow. 27% engine wear already. This is also quite a long Grand Prix this weekend. I think it's 17 laps of racing, so got quite a long race here this weekend in terms of that, but otherwise things are looking good. Let's get into FP1 then, shall we? Get some laps on the board, get some of our practice programs done, and then obviously we'll see where we end up.
It's practice time here at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, as we head out for the Spanish Grand Prix. Soon enough, the teams will be heading onto the track for what will no doubt be a really interesting day of practice.
So obviously, gonna now start this race, more or less. Not race, but practice session. We're gonna already put on a bit of a car setup. I want to go 5-7 wings here. I feel like that's worked in previous seasons, so it probably will work in this season here. Gonna run 90 on throttle, and yeah. In terms of front camera, not gonna change any of that as of yet. And we're gonna go 56 brake.
To run during these practice sessions. You can check
right,
the details
so that's
in
gonna
the
be
car
the setup more or less for this race
data
weekend.
for both the race
And let's
and
get
factory
into
teams,
the
so
practice.
they're well worth running.
So obviously, just gonna, focus on this first practice here, see what we can do. And again, the graphics looking ever so stunning, like we've seen so many times this year, I must admit. Really, really sweet the graphics are. So out of the final corner here, down the main straight. So heading now into turn 1. Brake 150 meter board. Whoa, that was a very slippery curb. Then we'll just use the flashback button at the moment. Something may have to look at going into qualifying, and car really getting away from us there. Starting to consider whether we go the opposite way on setup, because the car feels quite oversteery right now. Top of the hill. In terms of lap time, looking pretty good. That's the thing here, so long we're quick in this final sector, I feel like I would prefer to be quick in the final sector and first, maybe, rather than anywhere else here. as we
Good work. You seem to
only
have a solid
slot,
handle on
only
the
half a
map.
second
Let's try
off
and
Kimi
perfect each
Raikkonen.
turn.
However,
Rather than
Raikkonen
chasing
is
good
on a
corners together, will
softer
give you a
compound
consistency
right now.
bonus. We think we may see some rain. ETA is about 15 minutes.
Okay, so some rain predicted for this session, so that may end practice early today. Gonna have to wait and see. Getting exit, quite nice it.
That's fantastic. You obviously have a really good understanding of this
So,
circuit.
that's that done. Feeling okay. Then there, not feeling too great, not feeling too bad in terms of how the car was behaving. We're now going to go on to our race strategy, do this, and then we'll get into today's qualifying, and we'll see how that plans out for us. Obviously, I feel like this is the more of the important ones to do. Race strategy just helps for the race, which is always important. But right now, surprisingly, we're ahead of Max Verstappen, who's in the sister car right now. Obviously, hopefully that's a false reality. Just say, how can you put it? Right now, Verstappen immediately jumps up the order, now into 4th. But yeah, nonetheless, so we're gonna go now for our race run here, doing a bit of a race run to see how the car performs on these medium compound tyres. That should help plan how race strategy will be for this race. So, opening up the car. Right now, second down on Magnussen's time, but 7 tenths up on the expected lap delta, which is good.
Great lap. You've nailed what we asked for.
There we go,
Keep it
so
up.
pretty good here by the looks of it so far. That was a very good lap. Just wondering whether we've got capabilities of making Q3 here today. At the moment, with the way the pace of the car's looking compared to maybe everyone else, who knows? Let's not get ahead of ourselves that much. Bit of slide up the top of the hill. This lap hasn't been so good in general. Still managing to beat our delta, crucially. Quite a drop off then there. Whether that's tyre performance, that's about a good 5/10 of a drop off. Up the top of the hill again, out of that famous turn 9. Having to take a little bit more curve than I would have liked there. A bit deep through the chicane. Final corner to go.
Great lap.
So that was a much better third lap then. So first lap went bad, second lap was rather good. Was a bit worse, than the third lap, rather back on the pace to where we were, more or less, in that first lap. So yeah, things looking okay then there. In terms of tyre wear, a bit lower than what the team expected here, which is nice to see. That the tyres are upholding well, which is obviously quite a good sign of things to come.
Time to remind ourselves
and
of our
yeah,
top three, who are Hamilton,
so
Vettel, and Kevin
obviously
Magnussen.
that's how the
What an
session finished
incredible
then.
practice session.
So
The fun doesn't stop here, though.
yeah,
Join us again as the
overall
rest of the
only
weekend
attempt
unfolds.
between myself and my teammate there. Overall, so it looks like both of us Torossos for once have a bit of natural pace here. Bits odd to see Verstappen a bit low down the order, but obviously on a different tyre to maybe, to then what we are on. And Gasly almost, is about half a second quicker than his teammate there, which is a very odd one to see, of course. And yeah, otherwise no real surprises at the top. Very interesting to see the Haas and the Renault quite far up in the order. Also the McLaren looking pretty strong. So it's not going to be easy to get into Q3, but I think Q3 could be a possibility here, so long pace upholds for qualifying. That'll be the first time we'd get into Q3 this season as a team, and it looks like my teammate could make it as well. So it looks like we're going to have a bit of a battle here between us two teammates, myself and Albon, for Q3 possibly, if we've got the pace. We're looking pretty close to one another, less than a tenth of a second separating us in that practice session. Nonetheless, so obviously we're now gonna get into the qualifying here for today's race, or qualifying. So main goal is to get out Q1 and set a good lap time, then get into Q2. The only thing is, I may purposely, if we set a good lap time in Q2, let's say reasonable, I may actually not set a second lap time to get into Q3.
You join us today at the Circuit de
That
Barcelona.
could be one possibility.
Sit rep, we've got a leak in the hydraulic system,
So
it's going to be a few
already
minutes
we're going to
before we get
lose
you out on
about
track.
7 minutes of lap time, or track time should I say, because we've got some sort of braking fault issue right now, so we're going to lose practically a good 7 minutes. Still going to have time to do 2 runs here, so I'm not too concerned. So we'll go out for our first run. It's going to be maybe a bit like a Q3 type session in that aspect. Only going to have them 10 minutes, because in Q3 you only really get 10 minutes to do your laps, so we're still going to have that, I guess, here. Good thing is though, we may have actually a very much circuit to ourselves, so we don't really have to worry about traffic here too much. I don't think we won't. as we head now out for our out lap. Just turning down the ERS. That should just give us a bit, you know, of saving energy on this lap. Just helps a little bit. I don't really like to use like the ERS on out laps. I find it sort of, how can you put it? It doesn't really work well, I don't find. I see 26% right now. Just warming up the tyres. Quite eventful, by the way, practice session today, by the looks of it. Quite a few offs from top drivers like Vettel, Verstappen and Bottas. But anyway, let's get on with this lap as we now open up DRS down into turn 1, touching 200 miles per hour or more. As we run the car through turn 1 and 2, having to lift a little bit. Already about 1 second down on the Mercedes. Obviously we're not competing with that Mercedes at the moment. Oh dear, that was not great. Alright, gonna go again. We've only done half a lap. Luckily we've got enough fuel. Tyres should uphold for it, the second lap hopefully here. Probably have to limp the car home on the second lap. Right, down into turn 1 for a second time.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Bit of a better run through there. This is where the lap went wrong last time. Luckily able to just make most of it. Not best run through turn 9, by no means. Not sure where this lap's gonna get us. Don't really see it being a great lap time. To it though, getting a lap on the board, and it gets us literally nowhere. We're gonna have to limp back now to the pits on a low fuel mode. Hopefully low fuel mode does uphold for more or less a lap here. There's only one shortcut I think we can take. That comes towards the end of the lap.
5 minutes to go.
This is going to be pretty close, actually, to getting in a second lap. We're going to have to be pretty swift. This is going to be very close. Going to take us, let's say, probably about from here, a good, let's say 30 to 40 seconds to get back to the pits, okay? Then we're gonna have about, let's say 30 seconds in the garage, leaving us with very limited time. Luckily, maybe a bit quicker than I thought, who knows. Going to take this shortcut. Obviously it won't matter too much. Phew! That was good. Getting back to the pits. Got a long way though to get out of Q1 right now. Yeah, after what was a bit of a disappointing first lap. Gonna actually take off a little bit of wing here. I think we should have enough time to tweak a bit of setup. Probably go 5. Well, I'm not too sure. Tyres weren't in the right place on that first lap. But then if we do the same mistake, we're pretty much done for. We are going to have enough time. Got just about a minute to make any changes as we so wish. My teammate is actually in to Q2 here, so my teammate is going through right now. So the car is there, more or less. It's not like the car isn't there at the moment. The car is certainly capable of a Q2 appearance. I'm going to tweak this up just a tad here. Going to go 5.5 for this next lap. It's a bit of a risk, but yeah. Going to go in about probably 5 seconds. May actually go now.
We're 20th in the speed trap, 191.9 miles per hour. When you're ready, let's go.
There's a bit of a gap now between us and Vettel. Nice bit of track to slot into, I would say. Alright, there goes, I think, the Renault, yes. Alright, Vettel should be soon behind. Vettel's coming soon. There's Vettel. Car's a bit sliding through that corner there, I'm noticing. Which certainly ain't nice. Gonna make way for Sebastian here, I think. There goes Vettel. Obviously, he'll have no problems of getting out of Q1 today, I don't think. I'm gonna back off here because there's a nice gap behind this McLaren. I like, so I want to go behind the McLaren. Right, here we go then. Let's get this one. Had to skip the chicane there. Gonna improve by a good half a second, but I don't think it'll be enough to get us out of Q2. It's only good enough for 18th on the grid. I'm sorry, Q1. Only good enough for 18th on the grid though. Alex Albion makes it out of Q1. Only 2 tenths though in the end was between us. Yeah, I think if we got that last chicane right, I'm confident we would have made it. Okay? But we didn't get the last chicane right, so therefore, unfortunately, we are out of Q1. We are eliminated. So yeah, it doesn't really matter, I don't think. I don't think we would have made it any further than Q2.
Let's have your
But would have been nice.
Are you hoping to have your reliability issues sorted out before qualifying? You won't be starting at the front of the pack. Are you worried? Appreciate your time.
So obviously losing with Toro Rosso reputation here, because obviously Toro Rosso aren't happy with that performance in this qualifying, of course, and also with our comment there. Even though, I don't know, even I'm not happy. I feel like we should have got more out of that, and we didn't really. Yeah, I'm not really proud of that qualifying session, but you know, at least Albon made it out, I guess, of that Q1 and got himself through into Q2. At least we're not starting last. I guess that's another way to look at the scenario right now. But yeah, you know, obviously it's still nonetheless not what you want. You at least want to make it out of Q1, get into Q2.
Not quite where we'd want to be on the grid, but
yeah, nonetheless, obviously, yeah, can't be too let down at the moment. So far, obviously, good things come to, obviously,
Let's run you through the
don't really know what to say really for the rest of the part. But I was going to say good things sort of come eventually, maybe something like that. So it looks like we've been promoted to P17 here, so it must be someone's had to take the engine penalty. Albon's been promoted to 13th, so yeah.
Right, let's get the car up to temperature on this lap.
So here we go then.
In the gears, so go through them all if you can.
So obviously right now just going to drive around, do this opening formation lap before we start this race, of course. Very important though that we have a good race, I feel, today. I'd like to finish ahead of our teammate overall, but nonetheless, teammates a few positions ahead right now, so got a few cars to overtake. Warming up tyres. Looks like McLaren could score some good points this race weekend, by the way, which is good for them in general. Right now they are starting in P12 and I think P9 or P8, so looks like McLaren on for a good race weekend here if they can continue this performance. Right, here we go then. 5 red lights. It's lights out, and away we go. Again, the start on this car isn't as good. At least we've held off one more position this time. We head into turn 1, and Raikkonen's just shut the door, even though he weren't really making any maneuvers. Just gonna use a bit more of a flashback. Yeah, because felt like that was a bit unfair. Sometimes the AI can be a bit clumsy on this first lap. Wow, Raikkonen going up the inside. We've had a bit of contact with Grosjean. But Raikkonen basically scared me there a little bit. What on earth is Russell doing here?
That start was okay. Now stay alert for threats around you.
Like, this ain't the start I wanted, in all honesty. Russell pushing me off the circuit. So, a few battles going on. Bit of a wacky start overall, I guess, to this race. As we head onto this second lap of Grand Prix. Now, Grosjean we want to get clear of quite quickly, I feel, here. Don't want to be waiting around too long. Grosjean is on harder tyres. Bitzer and Russ and Grosjean battling it out. Right now, quite enjoying this fight up ahead, but slow me down a little bit. Feel like more pace from the car. Oh dear. That was a bit of a bad turn. So far this race hasn't gone entirely to plan. Honestly thought this would be our best race weekend to get some decent points here, you know. Right now seeming not to be the case. Now, I know we're getting hell up in traffic, but
Okay, entering lap 3 now. DRS has been enabled.
a bit of clean air now. Right, open up DRS. Can we get a run on Grosjean? Grosjean's gonna get a cut back, but not quite. And now we've got some clean air to push. Next up, Kimi Raikkonen in the mid-pack cars, so hopefully he can gain up to these.
Charge is high. Let's increase ERS deployment to up the
Also
pace.
want to ditch Grosjean a little bit.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
But 1:26.3, so lap time's okay.
is 4.0 seconds.
Looks like Williams aren't having a good day today. Long way back, they're dropping back very quickly. Quick in a straight line they are for Williams, but yeah, in terms of cornering pace, virtually nowhere. Also the Haas dropping back very quickly. K on medium tyres. Right now gaining on Raikkonen though. Which is what we want. Alright, so we've got a bit of a gap now to Raikkonen, 3.4 seconds. Gap to Grosjean, 2.4, so I guess we're in this no man land territory right now where neither we're challenging nor being challenged. Hopefully it won't be like this all race long. 3.9 the gap to Kimi. 2.7 to Grosjean. Certainly closer last time round. But let's see what we are now. 3.3. So looks like we've got good pace in that last sector.
What happened? Let me know you're okay.
Balls. Right. Been playing with that curb probably a bit too much today.
Okay, gap ahead is 3.3 seconds.
Don't want to. Need that moment to regain my focus. Right, let's focus now. Alright. Boxing this lap? I think we are.
Pit in this lap, and remember the speed limit. We'll be penalised if we exceed it. Keep that in mind as you approach.
Oh dear, balls. Having a bit of a horrid time on this end lap. What tyre we're? 47%, 47. That front left, pretty high.
Let's use some of this energy. Increase the ERS deployment.
We got a 5-second penalty, what for? What speed were we doing? Let's see. Okay, yeah, fine. We'll have a second attempt at that. Right, here we come. Let's do a good pit stop here.
Exit now. You'll be racing as you leave the pits. Go now. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Right, let's see how good the undercut is here. How much does a fresh set of tyres really worth in this game? It's worth a spin. I will admit though, we are performing better every single race than we were in Australia, I feel. In good truths. Like, if you look at how many... If you look at how many times we spun at the Australian Grand Prix, look at how many times we've been spinning at this Grand Prix, I think you'll find it's far less. Like, and I think that's a good sign of improvement. Also, if you look at our pace, maybe at the first Grand Prix, in terms of consistency, look at our pace now. You know, again, I think we find, and we have to come to a conclusion that, you know, again, we're far better off. Don't know what happened, Stammer, although he must have been delayed in the pit stop there. He was in that heavy traffic. Like, okay, we've been spinning a bit now in recent laps, but I think that's just we're not driving maybe at our best right now. Right, let's try and regain that focus. Let's try and do 5 laps without spinning. That's a goal. So right now, we're sat in P17. Obviously, it will become P16 once Grosjean does make his pit stop, who is on a harder tyre, different strategy. Probably be on the super soft towards the end of this race, I suspect. But then I'm not too sure whether or not he will have to overtake the Williams, who are behind. Obviously, yeah, that could be a quite interesting one. If he doesn't, it's probably a bit easier for him overall, but at the moment, if he does, probably still be easy to get past, but I see it more of a difficult one to catch me. Right. Donkey. That's not good. We did a lap there though without spinning. Let's try and do another that challenge. 5 laps without spinning is more than possible. That's the goal. Right now, myself compared to my teammate, I'd say my teammate's got a bit more pace at this phase in the race, but I feel like we're looking pretty equal
the car
here.
ahead is 2.3 seconds.
Oh, that was close to a spin.
We need to push now. Set ERS deployment to overtake. ERS to overtake.
Nine seconds between myself and the nearest Williams. So Williams have plummeted today. Alright, I think Grosjean's in now. He's got a long way to go on them soft tyres, about a good 6 or 7 laps there. It's a long way to go on that one set of tyres, so realistically he's probably only got
Let's turn up the ERS deployment
probably
and burn some of this energy.
a few laps to really make this strategy work. And then probably got only a lap to really get past if he can make it work. A very lucky man he is not to come out behind the Williams then there. As I say, nonetheless, still only got a few laps really to make the strategy work here. It's not like it's gonna be straightforward for Grosjean. .1 the gap between myself and Alexander Albon. Done about 2 laps now without spinning the car, which is good. Having said that, don't count as a spin. Jeez, I think I put the commentator's curse on myself there.
The car in front is 2.1 seconds.
Right, only about 5 laps to go now in this Grand Prix. We are catching actually.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
That's now 3 laps without spinning the car, if you see what I mean. Whereas in Melbourne, I reckon we probably did about 2 laps and then we spun the car. But my teammate's going for a manoeuvre on one of the Alphas. I'm going to presume it's Raikkonen, because I think Antonio started further up the grid and is further up the grid at the moment. Doubt that'd be Antonio Giovinazzi. Yep, it is, I think, Raikkonen. What I can see. Pretty sure his name tag did start with the R.
Tyre condition seems A-OK to us on the wall here. Let us know if you feel them going off too much.
Yeah, Raikkonen. So, Raikkonen, under pressure by my teammate. We're coming, obviously,
Okay, battery's looking good.
for
You can use
both
overtake
of
to
them
get
at the
past.
moment. In a way, I'd like Raikkonen to hold up my teammate here, but there goes Albon. Will he be through? Can he get through? He's on the inside line, but Raikkonen has a chance to hang Albon out for dry.
Behind us is lapping faster than us by around 1 second per
So
lap.
long Albon can keep his car
Okay, the
there.
gap ahead is 1.6 seconds.
Brilliant racing going up in front of me, and we're now gonna probably jump in on the action a little bit here. It's only a lot closer than what we were a few laps ago. Gonna pick up the DRS here, so we're practically also now in on the action. So don't want to really spoil my teammates' day. I want to get us both through here somehow. Play a bit of a team game,
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
because higher or better result. Here goes my teammate on the inside this time. Albion's got the inside line. We may be able to also have a run. Gonna have to wait and see. Not quite gonna go for it there. Too much of a risk, I feel. So that's Albon through. Now we've just got to get ourselves through. Having a bit of a look. Making sure Raikkonen knows we're there. In these mirrors. Obviously, this may let Albon get away a little bit. But I'm not really too fast. It's about a team result here. Even though no points are on offer. Raikkonen's able to pick up DRS. Just for my teammate. Hopefully my teammate can make most of this final sector, because Raikkonen's going to have DRS. Alright.
We're starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop.
Gonna go full. That was the first time we spin in about 5 or 6 laps, and by the way, our gearbox is somewhat worn now. I think we're probably going to have to take a penalty there for the next race. Crowding me off the circuit there. What an idiot. That was 100% crowding. Our engine ain't that bad, actually. We'll keep this one. Well, it may revert back to the old spec engine for Monaco. Keep this fresh for Canada. Unless we take a new engine for Canada.
Right, so we've been looking at the damage, and we think you should be cost us a little bit of time, but we're nearly at the end of the race.
That's probably wrecked my race now. So long we can get
There's only one lap of
to
fuel
the end,
remaining.
that's the main thing. Okay, now that.
This is your final lap. Final lap of the race.
Right, going to the left, to the right, sorry. Gonna push Raikkonen here. Just crowd him out there. So in the end then, Albon will take 14th, I'll take 15th by the looks of it, so long we can hang on. And Lewis Hamilton wins 2 back-to-back races then. Just like Sebastian Vettel in the first 2 races, he's now done it for a second time now in Spain. Also, I'm not too sure whether that gives him the lead in the championship. He weren't too far off the lead in this race, or coming into this race. I think it was only like 8 points behind Sebastian. So that's possibly given him the lead of the Drivers' Championship also. Who knows? But what I do know, Albon will come round in 14th and I will finish actually at okay 15th then. A bit disappointed the pace of the car weren't there, but in a way I guess that reflects to what practice times were in the end. And yeah.
And Mercedes have pulled off a great victory here today.
So obviously
What do you think it was?
Mercedes
Hans, that
victory.
gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, I know it's a bit of a boring answer, but the truth is they simply had the
And
best
I think
speed package on the day.
it's the
And a
first
driver who knows how to take
Mercedes
advantage of
1-2
that. It doesn't matter how much time you spend
this
poring over the stats
season.
and planning strategies if you can't keep the pace. And our winner today showed
Max
they could do
Verstappen
both.
coming home in 4th then as well. So
So after
I
a
guess a decent
magnificent
race for Red
we
Bull
can now
Honda.
see the drivers making their way to the podium.
I'm not sure.
Once again,
Sorry,
it's
1
the
and
Silver
3.
Arrows who take top
I do
spot.
think,
A well-earned victory for
unless
Mercedes.
Charles Leclerc grabbed the fastest lap, I do think that will give Lewis Hamilton the championship lead. It should, if I'm correct, unless Vettel scored enough points, which I don't think he would have, because I'm pretty sure he retired Vettel, didn't he? Yeah, he did actually. I should know that, because that's how we gained P15.
Let's see how the driver standings have changed.
So, yeah.
After an incredible performance, Lewis Hamilton secures the top spot in the Drivers' Championship. Now, let's discuss, Ants. Who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
It's got to be Lewis Hamilton. I mean, he pulled off some impressive feats out on the track today, even
So-
by his standards.
Let's move on to the constructors.
Pretty
It was a
clear
tough
then.
race for our championship leaders who lose ground at the top of
Lewis
the table.
Hamilton
It was also a
doing the
strong
better
Grand Prix
job.
from Haas F1 this
In
weekend.
terms of lap times
Fantastic
between
work
me
from
and my
the American
teammate,
team
I
to move
actually
themselves
managed
further up the
a
table.
2
After an
tenth
event
quicker
like
lap
that,
time
who knows
roughly.
what the sport has in store for
So,
us next time?
yeah, I
Be sure
was
to join
actually
us again
slightly
as
quicker
we continue
there.
to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
But yeah, in terms of pace, well, we actually did have good pace round where the midfield was, but just weren't able to convert here, unfortunately, which is a real shame, because yeah. But again, just really amazes me how much movement there was today from, you know, all the way up and down the grid. The only 2 drivers, again, that stayed basically in the place where they started was Lucas Weber, and Lewis Hamilton. In terms of how that affects the drivers' standings, well, Lewis Hamilton now takes the lead in the championship, only by 3 points over Charles Leclerc, and then Sebastian Vettel is a bit further back, 20 points behind now after that one race. Max Verstappen moves, stays in 4th, ahead of Bottas. 5th is Gasly, 7th is Ricciardo, 8th is Hulkenberg, and 9th is Perez. 10th, Magnussen. 11th is Raikkonen. 12th, we stay put. Devon Butler closing the gap on us, only by a point though. Lance Stroll is in 14th. 15th is Weber, 16th, Norris, and 17th, Roman Grosjean. In terms of the constructors, well, Ferrari still have a very healthy margin of 30 points on the championship though. The only team moving up the order is Haas today from 7th to 6th. Moving down the order is Alfa Romeo from 6th to 7th. So yeah, but nonetheless, things looking pretty now looking like they're getting now starting into shape, as us and McLaren looking like we're fighting out for 9th in the championship at the moment. So yeah, now obviously, as I said, and I did promise that we were going to make some upgrades this Grand Prix, and we are going to make some upgrades at this Grand Prix, because we've done now this race weekend. We'll see what we have to do first. Any media interviews, we'll have to wait and see. Give us a sec. If there is, we'll do that quickly, and then we will just do some upgrades really. Don't seem to be any upgrades today. So, yeah. So, everything looking okay there. So, getting again a bit of repetition there.
Great work. That's exactly the kind of result I'm
so,
looking for.
gonna also make
Looks like
a
one of
few
your rivals
performance
is also going to
upgrades
an upcoming
here.
historical event. If you choose to take him on, it might help get your name out there a bit.
Now, I feel like we're gonna go this way. Get one of them. That's a very big upgrade, but is it too big? We need good reliability, but also I want to make good progress. There is an engine track coming up. That would certainly help. And I think we're going to try... Can we make 2 upgrades in this department? Let's see. we can. So, right, we're going to do that then. I think the 2 upgrades. Power track coming up, so that should help with the engine side of things. Okay. In terms of the aerodynamics, we got a decent and great upgrade there. We're not going to upgrade the chassis this time, but we've got okay chassis by the looks of it on the R&D sheet. No worse off than Alpha and the rest of them. So yeah, hopefully them upgrades come through. We should have 2 new upgrades for Monaco, which should help in that aspect. But the big one will be coming, I presume, for France. It says France. Wish that came for the one race before that. That'd really benefit us, but unfortunately, looks like he'll only make it for France and there. So we'll move swiftly to the Monaco GP. We're not going to do any other sessions, okay? We'll do those, okay? Probably on... well, if it's not tomorrow, if there's no video tomorrow, it'll be Monday, okay? So it'll be either one of them 2 days, okay? If it's tomorrow, probably be a morning video. If it's not tomorrow, probably then Monday will be afternoon or morning, depending on my schedule. But yeah, otherwise, have a good weekend. Hope you all enjoy the Austrian GP. So far, the practice session looked pretty decent overall. So yeah, so let's see whether them upgrades have come through quickly. Yes, they did, so that's nice. Them 2 are on the car now, so that should just help maybe a little bit. In terms of weather forecast, going to be dry for the race weekend. And yeah, things are looking pretty nice overall though. And we've closed the gap a little bit on McLaren then there. But yeah, and opening up a bit of a gap over Alpha as well, which is nice to see. So that should certainly help a little bit then there. The aim is, by the way, to get to at least, probably by the end of the season, Sport Preza Racing Points sort of level in terms of performance. Certainly, I won't be at McLaren's level mid-season, The next upgrades will probably come some point either after the French Grand Prix, after we've done that round. But yeah, so thank you for watching. Hope you liked this video. Please subscribe, like and share it if you don't mind. And yeah, you know, have a great weekend. See you all next time for a brand new F1 2019 video.